junior town hall debate today. I'm Ashley Cott. This is Danielson. We're from the prefect team. We're hosting this today. Helping us, we will have Paquet, Sharon, and Arthur. They'll be running around the place trying to keep the things in hand. On this side you have Apex, and on this side you have Revive. And so, because we don't have a lot of time, let's go straight into the thing. Just to remind you guys, there is an online election on June 29th. It's live. And then just to give you guys a bit more summary about what is a town hall debate, you guys will have a time to ask questions as the audience, and that's probably the main point about the town hall debate.
So here's a rundown for what we'll do first. So first off, each candidate team will show their promotion videos. Afterwards, we'll have a speech from Ascend's president, Michelle Cohn. And afterwards, we'll have a word from the Student Council Advisor, Mr. Kopis, over there. Woo! And then we'll have... So afterwards, we'll have an opening speech from each candidate team's president. And then afterwards, it'll be the open debate where the cabinet can ask direct questions towards each other. Afterwards, it'll be the open floor where you, the audience, will be able to ask the questions, either live or from a list that we've compiled after you guys sent it. And last but not least, we'll have the closing speeches by the vice presidents for each candidate team.
So let's not waste any time. Let's welcome Michelle Cohn.
So, good morning, teachers, students, and candidates. This academic year has been very eventful, and the Student Council is honored to plan and execute some of these events, such as the Halloween week, Christmas party, sports banquet, and the upcoming sports week. We've also elaborated on the work passed on from previous student councils, such as enhancing the lending service, VSA hoodie sales, and many more. These projects will soon to be handed over to the next student council cabinet, which is one of these two teams who are sitting before your eyes. On behalf of Ascend, I would like to extend our gratitude to all those who supported us this year. The class representatives who gave us creative ideas, the faculty, staff, and teachers who partook in our events and assisted us along the way. And to the school staff who helped us set up and clean up after our events. And of course to Mr. Kopis who guided us along this incredible journey. And most importantly, to you all who participated in our events, tolerated our mistakes, and encouraged us throughout this year. So rewinding back to last academic year, I remember our team student council election debate as if it was yesterday. At the time, we were anxious about the questions that the opposing team might challenge us, but also thrilled to showcase everyone our vision and passion towards improving our school life. I believe that the candidates here are experiencing the same emotion, and I would like to commend them for the admirable efforts and courage that they've demonstrated throughout the election campaign. I would also like to take this opportunity to remind you all the importance of your votes. Cast your vote to the team that you think would best represent the students, the team that best embodies VSA family, and base your votes not only on this debate, but also take account of their year plan, their vision, and their attitude displayed throughout this time. Lastly, I would like to say that it's been our privilege to serve you all, and I would like to wish the candidates good luck and success. Thank you.
I just want to welcome everybody here. I don't want to take up any time. So the only message I want to say is this one here. It's a little bit difficult to see. We have our play set up here today. Whoever wins this election, we're going to have a winner and a loser. You know, there's no other way to put it. There will be a winner, there will be a loser. Last year there was a winner and there was a loser. So the winner gets to encounter this situation. They get to be the ones who plans an event that everybody complains about. You know, it's kind of a thankless job, this job of trying to organize and plan things for people. So these 16 people who've stepped forward, you know, they're taking a big risk because one of these teams will win and one of them will not win. I think it's easy to be seated up here and just be watching. Everybody has a vote. That's very important. You guys are the ones who will pick the winner. It's very difficult to be down here because they're taking a risk. They're putting themselves forward. They're putting their creativity ahead. We've seen two amazing videos. All all their artwork and all their year plans, which I highly recommend you guys either read thoroughly or at least skim through their year plans. They have great ideas in there. One of these teams will end up winning, and one of them will not, and that's a risk that they've taken. So I have a lot of respect for the people at both of these tables. I think if I could have picked 16 students, you know, these are great. We're going to have one team who wins is going to do a great job, and I hope the other team stays involved as class reps or house captains and all the other roles that we have as well. This year we've tried to include the class reps more in our meetings, and we're reviewing that, and we're going to try and change that again for next year. So, you guys are all very important. Today is for you. This is a junior school. We don't have the year 6s because we couldn't fit them in this room. But we have all of the 7s and all of the 8s who are here today. And so hopefully when we get to the questions, you guys can ask about things that are important to the year 7s and year 8s. And then they will have to try and answer that. And next week we'll be here with the mostly taller and older students. So whoever wins will occupy 813, and that's kind of the hub for student council for you guys. So if you have any questions or comments, you should be dropping by 813 and talk to Michelle and Gareth and everybody else in student council. Okay, so hopefully you have some questions ready to go. Hopefully everyone's paying attention, and hopefully you make an informed decision. I think we've seen some elections lately in the world where perhaps the results were due to the fact that the electorate was not very well informed. So to make yourselves very well informed, you want to watch their videos, you want to read their year plans, you want to listen to what they have to say today. Okay, thank you very much.
So let's move straight on to the opening speeches by the presidents. By a coin toss, Revive will go first. You have 3 minutes. You may now begin.
Hi, so I'm Florian, the president of this year's Student Council candidate Revive. Now, let me start this with a few questions for all of you to think about throughout the debate. Now, do you think your school life is perfect? Does it require change? And if so, how much? Now, I think that as a general collective, we've all come to more or less the same answer. Answers such as, no, our school life definitely can be improved. Therefore, it needs change. However, we're not all quite sure how much change is needed. In terms of us, we are here to make some improvements and to be some positive change. Of course, we don't also have a concrete answer for you guys as to how much change is needed. But I offer you Revive. We are the first stepping stone in terms of change and the first student council that will start a chain to make your school life better than it is now through change. Now, how will we do this? Our team comprises of 8 out-of-the-box thinkers. We all believe that we can bring change to the VSA community, not only by bringing you high-quality parties that everyone will enjoy, but also policies that will actually benefit your school life and will have tangible impacts on your school life, meaning you will feel the after effects of these policies. By proposing the It's All About You policy, we are placing your welfare as our biggest concern. This makes us different from the previous student councils and will be what makes us a unique student council candidate that you would like to vote for. Something that we will be focusing heavily on this year as a student council candidate will be something called transparency between us and you guys. This means constantly updating you guys through our Facebook page or any other social media that we wish to use, and to make sure that whenever something big happens, you guys are the first to know. Now this all comes down to our mission statements. Recognize, rebuild, revive. So let me guide you through it right now. The first stage is recognizing the change that the VSH community needs. Now this is easy for us, because we have sat in your seats. We are passing every single school day with you. We know exactly what you are going through. And if you have any problems, we have them too. Now the second part, rebuild. That is to communicate with you, the student body, to implement policies, and to take the necessary procedures that will build up to improve your school life as a whole. This will include making negotiations with the upper management and finding ways in general to make your school life better. Last but not least, revive. The word we have chosen as the name for our student council. Allow me to use this opportunity to answer a burning question most of you have. A definition for revive is to give new strength or energy to something. In our case, we will be adopting this definition as our main ideology. We will bring new energy into your school life, and this will improve it overall. Therefore, we are here to be an extension of you, to bring you policies that would directly impact your school life for the better, while still bringing you
Your
events.
time is up.
Okay, thank you.
The president of Apex, you have 3 minutes. You may now begin.
Good afternoon, principals, teachers, and my fellow students. My name is Candice Zhang, president of Apex, student council candidate for next year. As I wrote this, I wondered why I have to make a 3-minute long speech about us. Well, I realized that I shouldn't just be talking about Apex and its members, but we should talk about you guys. Because as student council, our main goal is to fulfill the needs and wants of our students, our student body, so everyone can have the best experience here at VSA. We know that what many of you want from school is very simple, and that is to have fun and enjoy your time here. So as Apex, we aim to achieve this simple yet important goal of yours. Firstly, I'm sure that many of you don't exactly love handing in homework constantly, especially when you guys have a long exam week ahead of you, adding to your stress levels. This is why Apex is introducing No Homework Week, where you're not required to hand in any task during the course of the week before a SAT. So you can be less stressed about the workload and focus more on your assessments. Secondly, just like you, we've been in situations where we don't have enough time or patience to line up forever for a simple lunch meal. So that's why we're aiming to change up the lunch queue system on the 3rd floor to resolve traffic accumulation in the entrance of the cafeteria, and as well as allow students to purchase snacks and tickets from the kiosk efficiently. On top of that, the food vending machine will most likely be implemented by the start of next year by Apex. Thirdly, we know that none of you really want to spend your entire fortune on a school party. That's why we decided to make Christmas parties low cost, so all students would be able to afford attending. We will also introduce new activities such as the karaoke competition, as well as previous ones such as the photo booth. At the end of the day, you guys are the ones voting for this group of students that will shape your school life next year. And knowing that you all strive for a better future, we trust that you will make the right decision and the wise choice to vote for the team that possesses more experience and ability to lead you. The team with clear visions and realistic goals that will deliver on their promises. The team that is going to lead the entire student body to new heights. We hope that you will vote for Apex. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll now move on into the open debate. Each candidate, you will have 4 questions and you will have 10 seconds to prepare before you answer. You can direct them at specific members as long as it fits the context of the question. By flip of coin, Revive will go first. Apex will go first. You can direct your first question now.
Okay, so a major problem with your clear plan and your entire campaign is the lack of coherency between your mission and your proposed initiatives. You've constantly repeated your mission to rejuvenate the school, and you've made such a big fuss about reviving our school spirit. But your proposed ideas certainly don't live up to this. Let me give you a few examples. I'm curious to know how schemes such as hooks in the bathroom or the implementation of sanitary products can, as you say, rejuvenate our school spirits. Or perhaps how your new and improved Meatless Monday policy will get students excited to come to school every day at 8 a.m.
Timer started.
Sure. So Apex talked about the hooks and sanitary products. The reason why we want to introduce hooks is because do you realize that how dirty it actually is to change on the 9th floor when your bags are on the toilet floors and all your clothes might be on there as well? It's incredibly unsanitary and very dirty instead. It's because we realize that we need hooks in order to place our bags up on the walls in order to prevent any dirtiness. And for sanitary products, we believe that girls might have might have things occur suddenly. And so this is like the last minute safety measure in order to make sure that girls can have their own sanitary products in the school without any panic. And Revive aims to improve VSA, not to rejuvenate or to increase the school spirit. That is our whole campaign. That's our campaign as a whole.
The chair would like to remind everyone to be as quiet as possible when the candidate is answering the question. The follow-up isn't recognized. You have 45 seconds.
Alright, have you guys actually seen the boys' washroom? There's like virtually no space to put in hooks. Well, there is space right on top of the urinal. So let's take a look at your year plan. Now, out of 19 ideas, 12 of which includes hair dryers, decorating the school, printing services, and the student entreaty, have already been proposed by the previous student councils. Now, you guys have constantly stated that you wanted to be an extension of the student body, but it seems like you guys are the extension from the old ideas. Now, you have stated that you would take a new approach, but to be honest, none of these ideas are actually new that can revive the school.
Revive, will you request follow-up? You may now begin. You have 45 seconds.
So here at Revive, I believe as Apex would have read our year plan too, in our mission statement, one of it is acknowledging and appreciating what previous student councils have done. But then we try to work and build on it to try to make our school's life better. It's not like we're trying to completely just eradicate all the things that have been done by previous student councils, but we try to implement new policies in addition to old policies that we feel will be beneficial to your school life, and that is what we're trying to achieve.
Revive, you may now present your first question.
Alright, so Revive's first question is, Revive realizes that half of the year plan that Apex proposed were either incomplete projects from Ascend or projects proposed by them but haven't been started. Since we are members are part of Ascend, how can you ensure that all these policies proposed within Apex's year plan would actually see the day of life?
You have 10 seconds to prepare.
In response to that question, I want to state that just like our year plan, your plan also has a lot of projects that are actually a continuation of your plan. You said that half of our ideas are from Ascend, but actually after looking through your year plan, we found that up to 12 ideas from your year plan was also from student councils. So you could say that if you're saying that we have this problem, you have it also. Other than that, you said that we can't ensure many of these projects from Ascend will ever see the light of day, and I'm here to tell you that's not true. Many of the projects that have been started by Ascend are very near to completion and have been approved by the senior management. And here at Apex, just in the first few months, you'll be able to already guarantee some of the completion of these projects, such as the food vending machine. Thank you.
Revive, will you request a follow-up? Yeah. You have 45 seconds.
Even if Ascend did do things behind the scenes, why weren't the student body being notified of these various policies being done? If these policies were implemented, if the senior management were to have approved them, the student body should know. Right now, no one knows that these projects have been completed, or well, not completed, but approved by Ascend.
This is one of the main goals that Apex aims to achieve if we get elected next year. And also, please pay attention to the VIC, where we update the student body about our updated progress every single month when the VIC comes out.
So she just said that they posted the VIC and things. But then, how many of you here actually know who is in Ascend? How many of you even knows Ascend at first? So not a lot of us knows Ascend. This shows that they're not very transparent, and therefore we will bring you a more transparent, we will have more transparency, and we will notify you if you have anything big that's going to happen.
Unfortunately, due to time limits, we won't be able to do another. Okay, so can you present your second question?
According to your YouTube channel, your promotional video was edited by 2 students outside of your team. Here's the proof right there. Your Secretary of Promotions lack an inability to carry out the simple task of editing a video, shows her lack of experience and commitment to her job. How can the student body trust you to create promotional material in the future? Do you plan on actually doing your job, or are you going to keep relying on other students to do your work for you?
We will remind the audience to please be as quiet as possible.
We think it's rather funny how Apex is bashing us about seeking external help when their video is filled with students from all over school. Does the party realize that there should be no online or in-person campaigning, formally or informally, until May 1st? By getting people to be part of your promotional video and then say, if you are in our promotional video, you can't be in the opposition video due to the conflict of interest. This is essentially seeking external help and initiating online and in-person campaigning, isn't it?
Apex, are you going to request a follow-up?
Our aim of showing students in a video is to show what Apex considers a priority, which is the students and the community of VSA. We will not apologize for spending time and effort to involve students in our campaign instead of writing rhetorical questions on sticky notes. Moreover, we have noticed that your Secretary of Promotion has hair accessories that are against school rules, and we believe that she has the accessory on right now. Is that correct? Yes, it is. What's even more astounding is that most of your team members have been prefects for the majority of their secondary lives. With these prefects not doing their duties when pledged to do so, and members of the team not following school rules, how can we expect you to do your job properly when you can't even follow simple rules like that?
So we would like to ask Apex, this is essentially the breaching of mutual rules that we have all agreed upon, which is no campaigning before May 1st. And external help is a very broad term, essentially, because it's essentially covering about campaigning in person or informally or seeking editing help. However, we would like to remind everyone that this video is directed, written, and done by all of us. And the editing part is also done by us, however, with the help from 2 students, which is Adrian Tang and Joshua Wong. And Adrian Tang and Joshua Wong, they're essentially like cameramen. So essentially, we can't really film 8 of us without a cameraman, right? So essentially, we need a cameraman. And to say that this is seeking external help is completely,
Your time is up.
completely irrelevant. Thank you.
Revive, you know, present your next question.
So, as a continuation of our previous question to you, Apex's disclaimer does not necessarily resolve the issue of communication that Ascent has left behind. And not many of your policies were actually mentioned in the VIC, as you have mentioned earlier. How can the party ensure that it can resolve its communication issues without first alerting the student body to issues within Apex's negotiations?
So you pointed out that we've been unable to communicate with students a lot during extent, and to some extent I'll admit that this is true as we haven't communicated enough. And so we have put this as one of our main priorities as Apex in the year coming forward if we get elected. It is to always be communicating with students whenever we get new ideas or when we get new progress in all of our welfare ideas.
Of course, you can say that. But in case Apex was not aware, Revive's disclaimer is the student body will be informed when these negotiations are happening. Transparency would be ensured by updating the student body in regards to the progress each of our ideas are making. This is something that we have carried through since day one. This is something that we have only heard from Apex in this debate today. How can we ensure that Apex will actually carry through this and that this is something that they have been trying to do all along?
So Since there's no follow-up from Apex, we will move on to the open floor. Are there any members in the audience that would like to direct a question at either one or both candidate parties?
All of your things that you said about Apex are all connected to Ascend, which is the current student council group. But what do you have to say about Apex? Like, I didn't really hear that you. This is Apex. This is not Ascend. So why do you have to talk about Ascend so much in your speeches? Yeah, but not all of them. This is a new.
You have 20 seconds to prepare your response.
Could the audience please remain quiet as the candidate prepare to answer?
Also, we would like to remind the audience that when you ask a question, first talk about which party are you addressing to, and then afterwards, when you're finished with your question, explicitly say, this is the end of the question. Thanks.
So thank you for your question. And what I want to say is 3 members part of Apex. They were part of Ascend, and as we have just said, they lack communication issues between their policies and directing them to the student body. And we would like to clarify that in their year plan of Apex, they mentioned Ascend 6 times. And if that's the case, Revive thinks that it's simply like a continuation of Ascend. It's the same thing over and over again. Therefore, Revive believes that we are something new. We are the alternative to a student council. Thank you very much.
This question addressed to both parties. So, how are you guys going to guarantee for like the stuff that you just said is going to happen next year? Because last year, Ascend said that they're going to put a food vending machine this year, and it never happened. So, how are you guys going to guarantee it?
You guys have 20 seconds to prepare, and then I will use heads or tails to decide who's going to go first.
Your time is up. By decision of coin flip, Revive will answer first.
So we want to ensure that Revive will do all the policies that we have promised, because Revive's platform is all about transparency. You guys will always be the first one to know what's going on and what's happening. One example can be found on our Facebook page when we posted about installing a crosswalk across the road next to towards the Ontario Station. And we want to say that all our policies are practical, realistic, and feasible. They are within our funds. We have done the math, and they are all practical in a way. We want to say that what we're executing is promises to you. We believe that you guys need a chance, because change is something that we all need every now and then. We're not just doing improvements, we're doing the change, and we understand your needs.
Apex, you can now answer.
Because of the experience we have gained, all 3 members of us have gained from Ascend, we are now much more confident that we will be able to implement the food vending machine, because it was just approved today at 9:52 a.m. Also, on the other hand, however, Revive will most likely encounter the same problem as Ascend did due to their lack of experience, which Apex won't have, as we have already been through failures that a student council without experience would encounter, such as not knowing what the senior management wants and what the school mission and vision are. Moreover, we have carefully reviewed our failures while spreading out our year plan so that all of our goals as Apex are realistic.
move on with the next question.
My question is, I have two questions, one to Ryan and one to Apex. My first question to Levi is, how are you going to implement the better school lunch policy that you have promised? Like, are you going to negotiate with Chartwell's or what? Chartwell's is a big company.
I understand this is very entertaining, but if everyone don't want a late lunch, can you try to keep quiet? Thank you.
And Apex, why is like the advice said half your policies were copycats of Ascend. Ascend last year, I don't think. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but many of the policies, like the food vending machine, wasn't really implemented after like 1 year. So how are you going to change the? How are you going to change it so that you can guarantee that it'll be implemented? Thank you very much. That's
Both
it.
teams have 20 seconds to prepare their response, then we'll decide it by coin flip. Your time is up. Apex will first respond to the question.
Actually, many of the Ascend current ideas are currently under implementation and are under progress. And they made the mistake of not being transparent, which is one, as I say it again, one of the main priorities for APEC. We've stated this again and again throughout this debate, and we know that this is one of the main. We know that this is one of the main things that we have to make better for the school. And as you said, the food vending machine was actually approved and will most likely be implemented by the start of next year.
Okay, it's time for Revive to provide their response.
So basically, our improvement for school lunches will be a modification of the meatless Monday policy that we currently have now at the school. Because we are aware that some of the food that is served by the cafeteria right now, such as the tofu and the imitation meat, can be improved or they can be changed. And so we plan to do this by suggesting a menu to Chartwell's, and then we'll go through the negotiation processes with them to see if the menu can be changed so that it will fit your taste better.
Thank you everyone for participating today. If you want to hear the Vice President's closing speech, you're going to tune out to the senior debate that will happen next Thursday because we're running out of time. So, Mr. Kopis?
Speaking of Chartwell's, I know everybody wants to go to lunch. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody for coming here, and let's give a round of applause to both teams. One thing I forgot to say earlier, and it came up a few times in the debate, whoever wins, they're going to be student council. They're not going to be king of VSA. They're not going to be queen of VSA. You can't wave a magic wand. Believe me, as a guy who works on doing a lot of things in this school, there's no magic wand that will make even the best idea happen like that. So those hoodies that these 3 Ascend people are wearing, those hoodies took about 4 years and a lot of work from Miss Luck to finally get those hoodies into the diploma. So if they win, many of their ideas will happen, but it won't be on the first day. And if they win, the same thing. Things take however long they take. You've got to get at VSA, you've got to get the primary to agree, the secondary to agree. There's a lot of things that have to happen before your ideas can happen. I think we're done. We're going to have a senior debate in a week. We're going to try and video that. You guys can watch it. Thank you for your questions. Go have lunch.
Thank you.